To create a sequential scan, once you have more than one fluorophore, you just come up here and you click sequence, and it will show you here scan 1. For most experiments, we're going to use between lines. I will show you later what it is to do it between frames and why you should do between frames for some experiments. But for the general user, we're going to have between lines. These are the lasers that we have in our microscope. We do not have a 594 laser or a 555. So there's a gap here. If you have that fluorophore, it will not be excited properly. And just keep that in mind. So the first thing we're going to do is turn on UV and visible. And for most people, DAPI is always used. So it's already selected here. We're going to come DAPI. And DAPI is blue. If you click up here next to where it says the PMT, you can see all the colors that you can choose for your different samples. In this case, I want blue for DAPI, so I'll leave it as is and just click OK. And right now the detector is right under the emission curve. You can move it to any place that you want, and you can expand it or shrink it. But I would say around here it's okay. The high D detector, which is our second detector, we tend to not use this unless it's some specific people. This detector is newer, and it requires very small, a small amount of laser power. And if someone uses more than that laser power, it can be broken, and we've already had it replaced. So for most users, we usually ask to please not use this detector, just use the other PMT that's next to it. So in this case, I'm going to shrink it, and I'm not going to use it. So I'm going to change this to none, and I'm going to change the next one to 488, and I'm going to move it to the emission curve of 488. And I'm going to change the color to green because I want it to be green. And I'm going to activate it, and I'm going to activate this one as well. Then for my next one, let's say I have Psi 3. So I'm going to come here, and I'm going to go Psi 3. I'm going to activate that as well. I'm going to change the color to red. And I'm going to move this under the curve. So you want your detector to be under the curve, capturing as much as possible from that emission. But if you look here, these two curves overlap. So what I would like to do is have 3 different scans, each of them scanning one of the fluorophores at a time. So if I come back here to scan, I'm going to add 2 more scans, and once you add them, what it does is that it duplicates whatever you had in the initial scan. So now I'm going to go back to my scan 1, and I'm going to remove these 2, and I'm going to turn on the laser for this, and let's say I'm going to leave it at 38%. Then I'm going to go to the second one, same, I'm going to disable these 2, and I'm going to turn on the laser power for this, and I'm going to leave it around 28. Now the third one, same thing. I'm going to disable these 2, and I'm going to turn on the laser power a little higher, 73. And I'm ready to go when it comes to my different fluorophores. You can add 1 more, and you can also add bright field, and I will show you how to do that on a different video.